Last year, I was busy planning each and every intricate detail of my wedding to my future husband, John, who makes me happier than I ever could have imagined and more loved than I ever thought was possible. And then, after months of testing and appointments for a suspected mass in my thigh, I received the dreaded phone call. On March 28th, 2015, just 2 months before my wedding, I was diagnosed with stage 3 liposarcoma, a very rare and aggressive cancer. As you all can imagine, my world was completely turned upside down, and I felt absolutely out of control. And for those of you that know me, know that I like to be in control. The things that I heard: you will need to do radiation, chemotherapy, limb sparing surgery. You will lose your hair. You will likely not be able to have children. You will be able to get married. So I said, the wedding is on, challenge accepted, because I knew that I would beat this. I have an idea that I would like to share with all of you today because I want you to overcome your challenges too. I believe very strongly that a positive mindset, optimal nutrition, and movement are what have helped me overcome some of life's biggest challenges. Be the change you want to see in the world. If I can change just one person's life through my own personal experience, I know I am truly successful. We are all faced with challenges in life. Some can be huge and overwhelming, like death, disease, and divorce. And some can be relatively insignificant, like public speaking and what outfit to wear. But to each of you, that challenge is significant, and that is what is most important. Do you feel like you are paralyzed by fear and anxiety, or do you feel like you thrived? I would like you to please raise your hand if you are currently undergoing cancer treatment. Please raise your hand if you have already won the battle. Please raise your hand if a close friend or family member has been affected by the disease. And now look around the room, and nearly each and every one of us has been affected by this disease. And it is going to take all of the strength in the world, both mental and physical, to win this battle, and I am definitely ready. My brother is my hero. From the age of 11 to the age of 29, he suffered Hodgkin's disease and then lung cancer that spread to the brain. I observed his unbelievable tenacity and admired his courageous spirit. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer while my brother was undergoing treatment. She kept going, she pushed forward, she never looked back, as if it never happened. Her sole purpose was to provide love and support for my brother during his fight. Grace is defined at how you accept winning and losing, good and bad luck, and darkness and light, and my mother is the true definition of grace. I watched my brother continually lose function in his arm and leg. I was his physical therapist before I was official, and I helped him exercise every single day. And then sadly, I watched cancer take his life. The people that I admire most, like my brother and mother, have shown true tenacity and courage in achieving their goals, or in this case, fighting for their lives. Anything good in life takes persistence, perseverance, and stubborn determination. Days before my brother passed away, I became the sole owner of a personal training studio at 22 years old. Without a doubt, it was one of the hardest challenges I've faced, but truly one of the best, and one that has completely shaped who I am today. Through all of this, I learned 3 important and beautiful lessons. 1, I told my brother that I would live my life in honor of him and I would always make him proud. 2, I began living with passion and purpose, 2 things that many people struggle to find in life. I dove headfirst and learned everything I possibly could about nutrition and movement. And I knew I was put here on earth to change lives. And 3, I realized that life is a true gift. It is something that each and every one of us take for granted, and watching someone close to you fight for theirs truly puts things in perspective. Mindset is the absolute key to behavior change. Whether you are trying to lose weight or you're dealing with a new life-changing diagnosis. When you are faced with a challenge or obstacle, you have to let go of fears, look at it as an opportunity, and have a sense of gratitude for the strength to overcome it. When we look more specifically at brain chemistry, we can see that we're frequently in a tug of war, our thinking brain versus our emotional brain. Our thinking brain gives us the advantages of rational thought, strategy, memory, and planning. And our emotional brain coordinates our stress response. So despite the world of quick fixes and diets, where clearly the emotional brain has won the war, America is sadly more overweight and more unhappy than we've ever been. And even worse, there's an epidemic of opioids and antidepressants. When you are faced with a challenge or obstacle, embrace it. Allow it to help you become better than you already are. How many of you feel like you have a healthy relationship with food? Nutrition has the power to heal, to nourish, and to replenish our bodies. How can we add nutrient-rich food to our lives rather than constantly feeling guilty and depriving ourselves? Include a rainbow of colors and natural whole foods, and if it's in a box, it's most likely not natural. And we don't respond to negatives, so let's make this positive. Having a healthy relationship with food allows us to be at peace with ourselves, feel energized, and most importantly, give us the strength to take on any obstacle that life throws our way. Movement is a gift. My brother's gift was taken away from him when cancer spread to the brain. My patients and clients lose the ability to move every single day, and again, you don't appreciate it until it's gone. Movement is something that we all do. Humans crave it. We need it to stay strong mentally and physically. Movement provides us with the innate capacity to strengthen, to heal, to age gracefully, and thrive at our peak. Rather than thinking of exercising most days of the week, try thinking of moving most hours of each day. If we moved more, carried more, lifted more, assumed resting positions on the floor, and played, we wouldn't need to actually exercise. Most people sit, text, and use computers all day long. They're surprised when they're hurt, and if they fell to the ground, they might not be able to get back up. Please join me in placing one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen. And take a deep breath. Which hand move first? Diaphragmatic breathing is our first motor program, and sadly, one that's often lost within the first few years of life. Restoring a nasal, abdominal, energy-efficient breathing pattern can be absolutely life-changing. When you're breathing, think about what you're feeling. Be present and realize that all that matters is right now. Now take another deep breath. Inhale all of the good in your life and exhale all of the bad in your life. So when I myself was diagnosed with cancer, I had a serious decision to make. And I decided to do what I always do, live. After months of chemotherapy, I had the wedding of my dreams to my best friend and true soulmate, John. My sense of gratitude lies in the support of my parents, my friends, my family, my coworkers, and as you can see, my husband. He's kind of mad at me for putting that in there. I I was grateful for the conditioning I had to go through such aggressive treatment. I felt like I had trained for this all of my life. I wanted to make sure my nutrition was perfect, so I had micronutrient testing done to ensure I was doing everything in my power for optimal strength and healing. And as most people would probably do during cancer treatment, I decided midway through treatment that why not? I'm going to train for American Ninja Warrior. All of this was imperative in me staying strong mentally and physically. Just 4 months after I finished treatment, I competed on American Ninja Warrior Season 8. Training for American Ninja Warrior for me, however, is more about the process. Each time I train, I am forced to overcome obstacles. But I know that I have already overcome the biggest obstacle in my life, not once, but twice, losing my brother to cancer and going through it myself. I would like to leave all of you with this. Each day is a gift. Treasure it. Fill your mind with hope, happiness, and gratitude. Eat to nourish your body and move well and often. No one really knows why these things happen, but it is what you do with your experience that truly defines you. When you are faced with a challenge or obstacle, I encourage all of you to channel your own inner strength through a positive mindset, nutrition, and movement. You decide what story you will tell. Challenge accepted.